Let's Boltzmann a page at a time, number 4, time step and collision frequency. So the Lattice-Boltzmann method is a method to solve partial differential equations in space and in time. And if we look at the space and time diagram, here one-dimensional, we have, of course, one grid spacing, delta x, and we also have a time step, delta t. And other than in other methods, we do not give numerical values to them in the code, but rather we have to identify them according to their physical meaning. So for example, the grid spacing would be pretty simple. This is the spacing that we set between two nodes, and in this example that we have here, we say that the spacing between two nodes would, for example, be 1 millimeter, 10 by the power of minus 3 meters. So then is the question, what does this mean for the time step? Let's assume we are dealing with air, where we have a speed of sound of, say, 340 meters per second, and we have a kinematic viscosity nu, nu of 10 by the power of minus 5 meters square per second. And this is the one thing that we want to match with our LBM method. So what do we have in LBM? In LBM, we have a viscosity nu that we can calculate as a theta, 1 over collision frequency omega minus 1/2, and this multiplied with the grid spacing square divided by the time step, such that we have the units of a viscosity. The speed of sound in usual Lattice-Boltzmann methods is the square root of theta, which is the dimensionless temperature, times delta x divided by delta t. And we have identified for the standard Lattice-Boltzmann methods that theta would be 1 over 3. So the simplest thing we can do now is the so-called Mach scaling. Or Mach matching rather. This is, we match the Mach number in the reality and the Mach number in our code. Mach matching, that would mean the delta t comes from the speed of sound. So we say that delta t is the square root of theta times the grid spacing divided by cs, which is this equation here, just written in a different form. And if we do this, we would have a value of 1.698 times power of minus 3 delta x divided by meter times second. So in the case of our example where we had delta x is equal to 10 by the power of minus 3 meters, it would mean that our delta t would be 1.698 10 by the power of minus 6 seconds. So that would be our time step. Our collision frequency omega can also be resolved from this equation as being nu, the kinematic viscosity divided by the dimensionless temperature theta, delta T divided by delta X square plus 1/2 and this to the power of -1. Or we can actually put the theta or the time step into it that we just calculated, or the equation for the time step up here. This would give us nu divided by the square root now of theta into Cs delta x, and this plus 1/2 to the power of -1. And this would evaluate to 1.999879. So in Lattice-Boltzmann, it is necessary for this collision frequency to give enough digits, because they will usually be coming very close to 2. Now this is indeed very close to 2, and this could actually cause us some problems, for example stability problems. And in order to avoid this, we could also do the same simulations with a slightly smaller collision frequency, and this is done by artificial Mach, by using an artificial Mach number. So in the artificial Mach number, we say that we replace the physical speed of sound by a scaled speed of sound, so scaled alpha Cs, where alpha usually is smaller than 1. So if alpha is equal to 1, this would just mean that we deal with the normal speed of sound. Here we could, for example, say that alpha is equal to 0.1. And assuming this would mean that our new alpha, let's call it alpha dash Cs, would be 34 meters per second. So, and for flows that are much slower than, say, 3 meters per second, this may still be a good approximation. So if we use now our artificial Mach number, we get a much larger time step, which of course helps us with efficiency, or get a proportionally larger time step. So this would now be 1.698 times 10 by the power of -5. So it would be 10 times longer time step, and our omega, the collision frequency, would look like this. So we would have nu divided by theta times alpha Cs delta x plus 1/2 by the power of -1. And this would give us 1.99796, which is still pretty close to 2, but could be significantly more stable.